Yes, everything is going to come tumbling down. That I have spoken about before. It is going to come tumbling down, not all at once, of course, but it is slowly tumbling down.
It's nice to meet everyone, and thank you for having me on. I'm Elaine Thorpe, and I'm a trance medium and have been for 19 years. And I've done many things in those 19 years of development and coming forward more into the public eye. So when I first started out, it happened randomly. So I decided to inquire through a friend to join a development group, So after that, I started on my journey of trance, which has brought me to where I am here today. It's been quite a time now, so it must be a good 8-10 years that I started slowly emerging into the public. And it wasn't till I came onto Facebook a few years after that did I start doing things more publicly. But when I first started out, I joined this development group, which was up the road from me. And then a lady there ran it, and I stayed there for a few years. It was wonderful. I had many experiences there, and I learned how to grow and to trust my guide, and got to know him. But he actually introduced himself to me in a friend's house, so that was quite a surprise, as she asked me to go into trance. And so once I was introduced to him, the journey seemed to go further, it seemed to get better and better. And as I went back to the group, he would start to learn how to speak through me, how to, bring his voice through a little bit more with expression, So that was how it happened. And then later on, I was to set up my own group at a friend's house, and that development went further on until my guide said we were going to go a little bit more out there, if you know what I mean, to the public, and let people know about the spirit world and about trance mediumship. Well, I used to sit with my father when I was about 15, from then on and off when he had his physical phenomena groups. Now and again I used to sit with him, but I didn't sense anything then. I just knew that I felt comfortable when the souls came to me in his group. And we used to have Christmas celebrations with the spirit world and everything. And then after that I sort of went away, had my family, and then when my daughter was a baby, I started realising the spirit world again a little bit more. So I started taking photographs of orbs on my mobile, and orbs would be by her and everything. And then I started recording in the house, and spirit would come and do things on there. I used to wait till I was alone, record, then go out and come back, and sometimes things would come on there. I know that my twin sister came onto the recording. That was quite amazing. So she passed away as a baby, And then after that, around about the age of 35, I started picking up things, I started picking up psychic messages. I started drawing pictures of souls that would come through in patterns. Their faces would emerge in the paper. And then later on, come 2014, they started getting me into art. They came to me one day and said, well, we would like you to do some art. It was a Chinese soul. And he came to me and said, well, you're going to be doing some art with us. And so I said, okay, well, you'll have to help me. I'm not very good at it. And he asked me to get some things together and to do some art. And I started and haven't stopped since. So that became part of my journey as well. I always liked art, but I got into it and hadn't stopped ever since. So I've created many spiritual paintings and things over the years, all sorts of things that I've done. So just try to sort of remember back things that happened. But around about 35, it started up, and then when I was 38, that was when the trance happened. That was when it just came out of the blue, and it was amazing. But I didn't understand it because my father never explained it to me. So I sort of had to get advice from others and then go from there. I think 2025. I think that there will be the beginning of, the people coming together for different reasons, obviously, not all spiritual reasons. But I think there'll be a time when a lot of people will unite on the earth and come together to try and make the world a better place. It's not going to be completely positive. Obviously, there are negative things that happen in life that we learn from. But I think, people will unite together and especially into that year and onward from that, I believe. Yeah, I get a feeling about something big happening.
So maybe we will have some big shift in Earth.
I think, there's, like I say, there's always going to be negative things happening. I think we're going to have to sort of to stand up for ourselves, put it that way. To come together and express our feelings and thoughts about life. I think to make ourselves that way. Unless we help each other and come together a little bit more, then I don't think anything's going to happen unless we do. But I think we will. I don't know if you want me to go into trance to let Jonathan come through. I mean, it's entirely up to yourself.
Hello, my dear. It is very nice to meet you. We are surrounding your Earth. We are connecting with you so much more because of the veil and the thing of the veil that allows you to connect with us more clearly. We also have angels that surround the Earth that are watching over you. So I believe that, everyone has planned their lives and whatever is to be learned from those lifetimes is meaning that you will go through negative and positive and a great awakening that is taking place on your Earth. So this great awakening has two sides to it. There are the earthly truths, and there are the spiritual awakenings. So therefore you realize that you are more than just human, you are the consciousness, the soul within. And when you are enlightened by that, it is a wonderful experience that you will take further into the rest of your life. Usually I would find that there is no turning back for most because it is not a forced journey, but a pleasurable one and a beautiful one. So I will say to you that do not worry about it, do not fear it, embrace life, embrace your journey, because it is all part of the greater picture, this plan. And it is all meant to happen. So when you say about God is an energy and a beautiful, encompassing energy that is infinite and wonderful and large. So that is why I say encompassing to you. So not a man sitting in a chair that is casting you down and judging, but emanating love. So you are your self-critique. So you are your self-judge. And of course, you are not going to be judged, but you will see your life as it was, as you had planned it, as you had lived it, as you had experienced what you were going to learn and how you were going to grow from it. So even in the spirit world, we are learning, we are growing and learning further how to connect with the people of the earth, which are always going to be part of us, because we were once on the earth ourselves. So therefore we understand your differences, but we know that there is going to be a great uniting of the people of the earth in many, many countries all over the world. But when it comes to turmoil, face your fears, embrace them and overcome them. Be part of each other's lives. Help one another in the best way that you can. We know that there is judgment on your earth, and that it is sometimes unavoidable. So therefore, try not to judge each other too much, try to help each other. Even so, some things are past forgiveness, but the forgiveness is the greatest love of all. So this is what is happening on your earth. It's a huge, encompassing awakening that is happening on both sides of every story. So it's all of humanity, and no one is going to escape it, because it's not a fearful thing. But in some cases, on the other side of the path, so to speak, it may be fearful because you are coming to your truths on the earth. So that means, as I say, every human being on this earth is going to face their fears. And I don't mean fears of general things. I mean fears of the absolute truth within, that you have nothing to fear of who you are. Because the ego is only a temporary thing. It is only a human aspect. And you come to the earth and you have ego within your world. But if you try to look past the ego and have self-love and unite together to bring truth into force, into the light, to dissipate, then it's not to say that everything is going to be rosy, but it will be a more free and peaceful life. Well, that is going to be a uniting of people in some countries, although not all, but a huge, massive coming together of people that will talk about the truth of what is going on your earth and come to unite together and get to know each other. So that is a beautiful experience, because that is something that if people unite together, they have never seen each other. They may never see each other again, but you may gain new friends and join new societies. And so therefore, everything in that sense is a force for the good, isn't it? And it's a truth revealing once again. The energy is shifting within you, within the people. The universe is a huge, vast, infinite place. And it is encompassing with energy. And when you attune your minds to your inner self and the universe, then you become at one with yourself. Self-realization, awakening, the journey begins. So therefore, the more that this word is spread about, the more of you will become enlightened. And some of you already have, you see. You're starting on your journeys, and you are going on yours because you are expressing this through this program that you are making, and you're putting it out to the world. So you are a catalyst. There will be many catalysts that will help people to spread this word about. And they're also doing that themselves. So you can connect to this. It's not going to necessarily be a change in energy in 5D and all of that. What it's going to be is a change within you people. That's what it's going to be. And that is what changes the energy, because everything is energy, of course. But that's what's going to be the changes in here and in here, within you. See, once you realize who you are, where you come from, and where you go back to, and how you can attune to that, and the universe and the earth, then life just gets better, doesn't it? Well, once the truth is faced, and once the truth begins to emerge, then that's when things start to change. It's up to the humans to change it themselves through uniting together and putting out their feelings and thoughts about what they feel isn't right. And that is how they can change. So that's how they can change things that are happening on the earth. But I do see some improvement there where that is concerned, that you have just mentioned. But that is going to, again, take time to correct itself because of what happened in your year of 2020. It did slow things down a bit, and that is going to take at least 8 to 9 years to even begin to recover it. Well, one of them will be the United Kingdom, the other will be the United States. And I believe that there are other countries, at least 3 or 4 of them, that will unite. I believe that Germany will also, France. So it's happening all over the place, my dear. All over the place. All over the world. It's slowly happening. The wars are within you people. You are the ones that have disagreements with one another about who owns what. I'm not saying the minority, but I would say the people in other places, they fight over what they own, country, place, but nothing particularly belongs to people because you are only here temporarily. So as long as you are living in a way that you would wish to live, then that is what is important. What is important is that you understand who you are, where you come from. But not everybody is going to have that realization. So the negativity of who owns what is still going to carry on in some aspects. Yes, everything is going to come tumbling down. That I have spoken about before. It is going to come tumbling down, not all at once, of course, but it is slowly tumbling down. And it has to, in order for things to correct themselves, in order for things for you souls to grow, Things have to happen, inconveniences are there perhaps, that, sometimes disrupt your routine of your life. But it will, in the end, it'll bring about greatness. And I don't mean in the end being the end of the world, the end of the old way. That's how it's going to be. The channeling ability or the trance mediumship, sometimes these souls plan their journey, you see, and they say at this certain point in my life, I will become all-knowing of the spirit world, and I have planned to know that I have the ability to connect to the spirit world in different ways. So this, what you call this channeling, as you name it, is requiring trust. It is to be done properly. It is to be done respectfully, within the light. And so therefore, it is best to practice it with someone who has experience and to grow from it, to learn to trust in yourself and the spirit world in order to connect this way. So, it took Elaine a long time to trust in what was happening here. And certain experiences that you go through may give you doubt, but, if you have the inner strength to keep going, then you will do. If it is meant to be, then you will. Your world is going to become some sort of a place that is in a muddle, and it already is. So therefore, it is your turn to all come together and sort it out. It has to change. It has to, in order for you all to grow. If you want to make this earth experience a better experience, then it's up to you all to unite. And you have to face the truth, and sometimes it is difficult. Your own inner truths are difficult enough to face, but the earthly truths are going to be more testing for some than others. They are the brave ones that choose to come here and help people unite together. They are catalysts. All of those are catalysts. And they do their little bit to spread the word of the truth, the love, and the light. Well, again, it's uniting. And I see different countries coming together and trying to agree on things, because at the moment they are all in a muddle and they're all in turmoil. They don't know where they're going. So therefore they're sort of backbiting one another and trying to share things out. But it is difficult at this time, but I'm sure that with you all uniting, you could make something of it. You could make it a better place. But it's going to take time. It's not going to happen in 1 year, 2 years, 3 years. It could take many years to resolve many things, to resolve many disagreements with other countries, with yourselves, with your families. The more you let go and the more you accept, then the better it's going to be. But you're all different in your story. You're all different in your approach to life, yet you are as one in consciousness, and most of you are the same in your routine likeness as you go about your day. But your stories are different, and some clash with one another, I'm afraid. And unless you learn to overlook the fact that you are not here, it is fleeting, you are not here for long, no matter how many years you are here, unless you overlook that, that is how it's going to stay. So this has to happen. It is inevitable that turmoil come about. And if you look at the hero of the movies, he goes through turmoil. They go through turmoil in the movies, don't they? And then the hero dominates at the end of the movie. They always get through. So is that going to be you people? Are you going to get through? Are you going to be that hero in the movie that carries on no matter what the dominance from the other side is? You see, the enemy, so to speak, in the movie, fights back and thinks they're going to take over, but the other one becomes dominant and saves the world, so to speak, or saves the place, these catalysts. If they can make it, you can.
Yes.
But as I say, you all express yourself in different ways, and that is going to be like a huge puzzle that eventually comes to be fitting together.
So maybe in the future we will have some more nature disaster or more like pandemic.
No, would you say that again, my dear? Do forgive me.
So maybe in the future, will we have some more nature disaster or more pandemic?
I believe that nature is a beautiful thing, and I believe that you will all be connecting to it somehow. It is a good thing to connect to the Mother Earth, isn't it? And the Mother Earth speaks to you and the universe speaks to you. So therefore, it is connecting yourself with those two and with yourself, so you all unite as one. So as I say, this coming together and this uniting is going to happen. And it is not all going to happen at the same time. It will happen sporadically in different places in different parts of the world, depending on how society is acting out life, how society is living. So it's what you call a speaking out and a uniting together at the same time. So it brings love, but it also brings unity and brings truth. So that is going to happen, yes. It is about the truth of everything. Within yourselves, within society, within your higher places. It does not miss out one thing. Even animals that have fears will face their fears, but they are far more attuned to their higher selves than what the humans are. So the humans have yet to learn about that. They have to raise their consciousness. And so your channels here will also help that, won't it? It's going to spread about and help to raise the consciousness and the awareness of our world uniting with yours, because we always have. But you all uniting together and spreading the word of the light around the world. Taking away the fear, or helping to alleviate it, not take it away. But it will help alleviate people's doubt and fear of what is after this, and what is to be in your world. You will always have battles to fight. You see, one is always wanting to own something, and the other is wanting to take it away, and they are wanting to own it. So therefore, there is always going to be that sort of disagreement there. But I'm not going to say that the world is going to come to an end. What I would say is your old way of expressing yourselves is going to come to an end. When you are perfectly ready, it's not going to all happen overnight, it's going to happen over time. Well, I believe for a time, at the moment, it is going through a very negative trait, isn't it? It is getting a difficult time where people feel as if their freedoms are, curtailed. And I would say that in the future, because you come together and unite, that could make an improvement, where you are more free to express yourself. I would never say that the world is going to be purified. It's how you think is what purifies you, so to speak. The human ego is always going to be there. And of course, ego is an expression of emotion in many ways that you learn from in this physical realm. So it's never going to be fairies and dancers, my dear, but it's going to be improvement of freedom and an expression of that freedom. And uniting together, bringing the news of the light of the heavens to your world. Believe in yourselves, love yourselves. Look to the universe, look to the heavens. Let that guide you. Let that remind you of what you have chosen, what you have learned from, and how you will continue to grow and to learn, and to express yourselves and to come together to do that. That is a wonderful thing, a wonderful way to do it. Continue it, because it will only be beneficial to you. When you relieve yourself of your worries and your stress, your cells within your body, they alter, they jump about with excitement. And they say at last, we are free within here because this person has healed themselves or they have learned to love themselves. It changes the energy within the body as well as outside of it. The energy is within the being, outside of the being as an aura. It changes that. You know, when you are angry, you feel all taut, don't you? All uptight. Your muscles tighten, you get ready for a fight, so to speak. When you are calm and collected, how do you feel? You feel wonderful. You feel relaxed. You feel regenerated. That's how you feel, and more. So therefore, look at the difference between the two and see how you feel and see which one you most want to be on the side of. It's not to say that it's going to be like that every day of your life, but most days can be because you are expressing yourself. You are self-loving, self-forgiving. You know, before you look to others, you need to experience certain situations yourself in order to understand them, and then you can help others through their experiences of similarity. You cannot judge them because if you want to judge them, you will still not understand how they feel unless you have experienced something of similarity yourselves and know that this is not it. Appreciate your earth because she's beautiful. She has everything within her to help you to heal, and you are able to have everything within your mindset to help you to heal. And to grow, to learn that you are an infinite being. Inside of this body of yours is an infinite, wise soul that has lived many, many lifetimes. That is the absolute truth. We will not lie to you. It is the truth. And the sooner you face that, and the sooner you know that, the better that you're going to become. We are not here to judge you. We are only here to love you and to guide you. So take care of yourselves and nurture yourselves and attune your mind to that wonderful universe and the earth, because they love you. It loves you. That is part of the God-like head, isn't it? Creation of all goes on for infinity. And you are infinity. There's no doubt about it. I will bring Elaine back. It'll take a few moments for her to come round, but I have enjoyed conversing with you, and may you always be blessed.
And thanks for having me on. You know, I've enjoyed being on your program, and thank you very much. So we have a YouTube channel that people can go and look at the videos of Jonathan giving advice. That's Elaine Thorpe. We also have a website named elainethorpe.com that people can come and connect with us on to perhaps book a private reading or to look at some art. What else do we have? I think we have a Patreon on there that people can join in with. So, and I also have a Facebook under Elaine Thorpe, and a page of Elaine Thorpe Trance Medium and Spiritual Artist that they can connect to. So those are mainly my platforms that I offer people to come to and take a look at. And we hope that you'll join us if you wish to.